Chapter 3 Coordinate Geometry. Let us start with an activity. Suppose it is a plan of your classroom and your position is the second. See, it is first row, second row, third row, and respectively first row, first column, second column, third column, fourth column, fifth column, sixth column. Now the boy is sitting here means what is the position we will tell he is sitting in first row and the second column, right? Like that you can see that his position, how we can tell second row and the third column, right? So we are using row as well as column information. Okay, now I want to use the same two data, means here also we have used row and column. Suppose I would like to locate a dot here, the same two idea we have to use here also. Suppose I was put a dot here on the plane of paper, how to locate this dot? So here I can say that it is close to left edge, so it is some distance from the bottom edge, like that we can tell. But if I draw the line like this, see, suppose from this we are drawing a perpendicular line, it is 4 centimeter, and again here also 4 centimeter, almost 4 centimeter only. So if I am saying that this dot is from 4 centimeter from the bottom edge of the paper and 4 centimeter from the left edge of the paper, then the idea is more clear. So what we have done, taken two perpendicular lines for explaining the position of this dot. So like that, if we are using two ideas, that is suppose in the previous example seating plan we have used column and the row idea, and this time we have used the two perpendicular lines. In such a way, if you are using two ideas for explaining a point on the plane, then this idea is developed into new branch in mathematics, that is called coordinate geometry. This is developed by the French mathematician René Descartes. So that is why you learned the idea about coordinate geometry last year itself, plotting the point on the graph sheet and all. So that is why this is known as a Cartesian system. It is based on his name only, it is given. So Cartesian system, and locating, what is the idea behind here? Locating a point on the plane of the paper. The same concept only we are using, plotting a point on the graph sheet. Some real life applications for coordinate geometry. Maps, as you know that maps are based on two lines only, that is latitude and longitude. Construction of the field, here the locating point in the plane of the paper. All the graphs, statistics we are doing graphs and all the graphs are based on coordinate geometry only. So coordinate geometry has its own real life application, so it's a good branch. You should study thoroughly this chapter. So we will learn more about a Cartesian system and all. We know that how to represent the numbers on the number line. So this is a horizontal line. So we know that the right side of the zero is the positive numbers, left side of the zero is represented by negative numbers. The number line we can go for in a vertical way also. So above zero it is positive, below the zero minus only, so negative numbers. So these two lines, one is horizontal and vertical line, René Descartes arranged in such a way that both the origins should coincide, that is zero from horizontal and 0 from vertical, and he created two lines in such a way that the origin should coincide and both are perpendicular to each other. He created a system like this. So everything is 1 centimeter, equal width only the idea. So that idea you have already learned in the number system. The same concept only we are using here. The horizontal line as well as the vertical line, both are mutually perpendicular to each other. He combined in such a way that both origin or zero will coincide, right? So now the horizontal line that he named as XO X dash, right? Similarly Y O Y dash. Dash represents negative part only. The horizontal line X dash X is called as a x-axis. It is called as a x-axis. Similarly, the vertical line is called as a y-axis, right? Okay, now we can say that one more thing, this is positive direction. Okay, similarly this side we can call it as a negative x-axis, right? Now positive y-axis, this is negative y-axis. Correct. So what is the name of the lines? The horizontal lines generally called it as a x-axis, vertical line called it as a y-axis, and which is positive side, that positive x-axis, which is that one ox part. Negative, it is ox dash, negative x-axis. Similarly from the origin it is above the line, it is a positive y-axis. Similarly below the 0, that is called as a negative y-axis. The point of intersection of these two, that is x-axis and y-axis, that this point O is called as a origin. Okay, it is denoted by O. Which letter is using here? The letter is O only. So OX OY is called a positive direction of the x and y axis respectively. Then OX dash OY dash are called as a negative x axis and a negative y axis. The point of intersection of x axis and the y axis is called as a origin, and it is denoted by the letter O. So when we use the same concept in the graph paper, you can see this one. So I'll name like this. Here x, O, already I named x dash, y, O, y dash, right? So we got the name also here. Now this idea is already you are having little bit, so I have just marked for showing this one. And what is the thing? That it is mutually perpendicular to each other. Now you can see that this axis, that is x-axis and y-axis together, we can say that axis, it divide this plane into 4 parts. These 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is called as a quadrant, that is 1/4, right? It is 1/4 of each part, so that is why they are called it as a quadrant. It is divided into 4 parts. These 4 parts are called as a quadrant. We can say 1/4 because it is 90-degree only, right? So quadrants only. Now how to name means, this is should be named from this side only first. So this is first quadrant, and this is called a second quadrant, and this is called as a third quadrant, and this one is a fourth one, right? I'm not adding quadrant, you understood that one. Along with this we should add a quadrant only. Now what is the anti-clockwise? In this way we should come. First one, second, third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant, right? Now we call this plane as a, this plane together it is called as a Cartesian plane. It is called as a Cartesian plane, right? And we can say that x and y we are using here, so xy plane also. One more name is there for this one, that is coordinate plane. What is the name? Coordinate plane, because x and y are coordinate or to each other, so it is called as a coordinate plane. So what is the first point we learned? That x-axis and y-axis divide the plane into 4 parts. Each part is called as a quadrants, namely in anti-clockwise direction, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant, right? Now the plane, it is called as a Cartesian plane and a coordinate plane and also xy plane. Now the axis together, that is x-axis and y-axis, if you combined these two, what is the name to be given? Means it is coordinate axis. What is the name together? Coordinate axis, right? Now in first quadrant if you take, what is the sign for the quadrant? X also plus, y also plus, right? So the value will be plus and plus only. Here this side is minus and here plus, right? Here both are minus values. Now if you go for here plus and minus, that I'll go next session only. Now we got the two ideas from this line. What is the idea you have learned here? What is quadrant? What is the name of the plane? What is the name of the axis together? So the plane is divided into 4 parts, so it is called as a quadrant. So quadrant 4 are there. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant, and the plane is called as a Cartesian plane, xy plane, and coordinate plane. When the axis if you take, they are called as a coordinates axis. So I'll repeat the points once again. Axis divide the plane into four parts. These four parts are called quadrants. They are 1, 2, 3, 4 in anti-clockwise. Now what is the plane? The plane is called as a Cartesian plane, right? Coordinate plane or the xy plane. Now the axis together called as a coordinate axis. See what we have learned from the previous diagram, the names of the quadrants and the plane name: Cartesian plane, coordinate plane, xy plane, and a coordinate axis. Now let us see why this system is so basic in mathematics, how it is useful. Consider the diagram where the axes are already drawn in the paper. Now see that we are taking a point P on this plane, so I am marking P here, right? So we have to do what means, first we draw the perpendicular, that is I'll draw it to the x-axis. So it is here P, okay, any letter I can use, let it be A. Again one more perpendicular to y-axis, so B, right? So we are drawn the perpendicular here, one is PA and another one is PB. The perpendicular distance of the point P from the y-axis. See, the perpendicular distance of point P from the y-axis is measured along x-axis. So the value of this is called x coordinate. It is measured along which axis? X-axis. So that is 4 unit distance. So it is x-axis, x coordinate. We say that x coordinate. The perpendicular distance of P from the y-axis is measured along the direction, positive direction only we are taken, along the direction of the x-axis. So this is called x coordinate. That we can say that PB, it is if I am giving the PB only, if I am taking the distance PB equal to OA equal to 4 unit. Right? Similarly, the perpendicular distance of point P from the x-axis is measured along y only. That means PA equal to OB equal to 3 unit. Now what is x coordinate and what is y coordinate? X coordinate means which you measuring along the x-axis. That means this 4 is x coordinate. And similarly this 3 is called as a y coordinate. So what is the definition of x coordinate and y coordinate respectively? The definition of the x coordinate says that it is the perpendicular distance. It is the perpendicular distance from which axis? Y axis, but it is measured along x axis. What is the x axis coordinate definition? Says that it is the perpendicular distance from y-axis but measured along x-axis, isn't it? So measured along x-axis, and it is called as a one name is there, x coordinate. What is the name for x coordinate? Means is called as abscissa. So it is measured along x-axis. Similarly, you can tell me the definition of y-coordinate also. What is the y-coordinate definition? Says that it is the perpendicular distance from x-axis but measured along y-axis. Measurement is taken is along the respective axis only. It is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis measured along y-axis. So y-coordinate is the that is the definition. Y-coordinate is only called as ordinate. So don't confuse with the word coordinate. It's when we are telling x coordinate as abscissa, then y coordinate as just ordinate only. So got this idea? So what is the definition of x coordinate? It is from the distance. It is a perpendicular distance from the y-axis but measured along x-axis. And similarly, what is the y-coordinate? It is the perpendicular distance from x-axis measured along y-axis. And what is the name is given? X-coordinate is called as abscissa and y-coordinate is called as just ordinate. Now, what is the meaning of x-coordinate and y-coordinate when we are using in the coordinate geometry? We should use x-coordinate first and y-coordinate second. Suppose a general term I am using, x only we should write and y only we should write second, and we have to separate them by comma and put them in brackets, open brackets only, right? So the how to write a x coordinate comes first, that means x comma y as a second only, and what we should do, we place these coordinates in brackets. So if you understood this concept, the coordinate of P, how we can write a first value is x only, 1 2 3 4 measured along x-axis. Similarly, coordinate of P4 coordinate of Py means it is measured along y-axis, 1 2 3. So 4 comma 3 to be put it in bracket and separated by comma. Similarly, if I mark one more point like this here, Q, okay, so I'll draw the perpendicular like this because lines are already there. So what I should write first? X. So measured along x-axis 1 2 3, but it is in the negative direction, so I should write -3. Now the perpendicular distance from the x-axis but measured along y-axis, so 1 2, but it is a negative, -3 -2. Got? So both coordinates we should write. So x comma y form, that is here 4 comma 3, for this quadrant it is -3 comma -2. So what is the definition we learned here? The x coordinate of a point is its perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along x-axis. Similarly, the y-coordinate of a point is its perpendicular distance from the x-axis measured along y-axis. Now, in stating the coordinates of the point, the coordinate plane, the x-coordinate comes first and then the y-coordinate. So these are the definitions we have to remember. Now one more point I have to write, that it is called as a abscissa. But we should write a abscissa, right? And similarly this is called as a ordinate. Now what is the form here? X comma y. Okay, so these are the points we have learned from the last diagram. Now, how to represent a point on the x-axis and the y-axis? So, now I'll take the point here. So, I have taken one movement along the one unit movement along the x-axis, but there is no movement along the y-axis. So, the distance is 1, 0, and if you are representing a coordinate form, it is 1, 0. Similarly, if I am representing here, how many distance I have measured along x-axis? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I have no movement along the y-axis, so 6, 0. Similarly, in the case of negative direction also, so I have moved along the x-axis in the negative direction, -4. Again, no movement in the y-axis, so -4, 0. Understood this one? So when we are representing any point on the x-axis, always the y-coordinate, or we can say ordinate, is 0. So general form of a point is x, 0. X can take any value, understood, but y is always 0 only along the x-axis. Similarly, when you go for y-axis, see, I am taking this point. I have no movement either in positive direction of x-axis and negative direction of x-axis, but I have moved along the y-axis. So x-axis there is no movement, 0, 1. Similarly, if I go for here, Can you tell? No movement along the x-axis. So only y-axis movement is there. So x comes first, so 0. Then y is 4. Similarly, if I go for here, what is the answer? 0 comma minus 5. Right? Now if I represent here, what is the answer? 0 comma minus 3. So what is you learned from this one? On x-axis we got x comma 0 as the general way. On y-axis what is the general representation? 0 comma y. That means y can take any value on y-axis, x can take any value on the x-axis. So what about origin? What you can say about the origin coordinate? That is, here only the point of intersection of x-axis and y-axis is called origin. So what is the coordinate means? There is no movement either in the x-axis direction or in the y-axis direction. So what is the origin coordinate? We can write that it is 0 comma 0, right? So coordinate of origin is 0 comma 0. Now what you learned here, the coordinate of any point on the x-axis are x comma 0. Similarly y-axis 0 comma y, and the coordinate of origin are 0 comma 0. Understood this one? This is we have learned from the last graph. Now, from the system, what we had discussed above for describing a point in the plane is only a convention which is accepted all over the world. The system could also have been example for the ordinate first, that means y value can come first and the abscissa can be second. But however, the whole world is stick to the system we have described to avoid any confusion. So what we should write first? Abscissa should be first and the ordinate should be second, and it should be written in the form bracket, open bracket, and separated by the comma. So today's class I am winding up here. 1 or 2 points I had to explain again. So next class I'll come with the next video. Thank you.